Coffee is more than just a beverage. It is a global phenomenon, woven deeply into the fabric of societies across continents and centuries. Its journey from a wild shrub in the highlands of Ethiopia to a cultural icon in Vietnam and beyond is a story of migration, adaptation, and rich tradition. To fully appreciate the profound impact of coffee, we must explore its cultural history, the rituals and traditions it has inspired, and the unique place it holds in Vietnam's daily life and heritage. Coffee's origins are legendary. In the lush forests of Ethiopia, tales abound of a goatherd named Kaldi, who noticed his goats became unusually energetic after eating the red berries from a particular shrub. Curious, Kaldi tasted the berries himself and soon shared his discovery with local monks, who found that brewing the beans helped them stay awake during long prayers. From these humble beginnings, coffee's journey began, eventually traveling north to the Arabian Peninsula, where it found a second home in Yemen. In Yemen, coffee was transformed. The beans were roasted and brewed into a dark, invigorating drink called kawa, which quickly became popular in the courts and markets of the Middle East. Coffee houses, known as café cane, sprang up across the region, becoming hubs of conversation, music, and intellectual exchange. These establishments were sometimes referred to as schools of the wise, as poets, scholars, and merchants gathered to share ideas over steaming cups of coffee. The beverage spread along trade routes to the Ottoman Empire, where Turkish coffee culture flourished, introducing rituals like the elaborate preparation and serving of coffee in small, ornate cups, often accompanied by sweets or even fortune-telling from the coffee grounds left at the bottom of the cup. By the 17th century, coffee had reached Europe, where it was at first met with suspicion, but soon embraced by royalty, artists, and intellectuals. Coffee houses opened in cities like London, Paris, and Vienna, serving as the birthplaces of new ideas and even revolutions. The famous Café Procope in Paris became a meeting place for Enlightenment philosophers, while the coffee houses of London were dubbed penny universities for the lively discussions that took place there. Coffee's energizing effects were credited with fueling the Age of Reason and the creative ferment of the period. The global spread of coffee was not without controversy. Its popularity led to colonial powers establishing vast plantations in the Americas, Africa, and Asia, forever altering the economies and landscapes of these regions. Enslaved labor, and later indentured workers, toiled on these plantations, a dark chapter in the history of this cherished drink. Yet, as coffee took root in new soils, it was embraced and adapted by local cultures, giving rise to new forms of preparation, rituals, and meanings. Nowhere is this more evident than in Vietnam, a country whose coffee culture is both distinctive and deeply rooted in its history. Coffee first arrived in Vietnam in the mid-19th century, introduced by French colonialists who brought with them the Arabica plant. Initially grown in small quantities, the coffee industry expanded rapidly in the early 20th century, especially with the introduction of the hardier Robusta variety, which thrived in Vietnam's Central Highlands. Today, Vietnam is the world's second-largest coffee producer, and coffee is an integral part of daily life. What sets Vietnamese coffee apart, however, is not just the scale of production, but the unique rituals and traditions that have developed around its preparation and enjoyment. Central to this is the iconic café phin, a slow-drip brewing method using a small metal filter placed atop a glass. Coarsely ground coffee is spooned into the phin, hot water is poured over, and the brew slowly drips through, creating a strong aromatic cup. The ritual of preparing coffee with the phin is a cherished daily act. It invites patience and mindfulness as the coffee drips, drop by drop, into the glass below. Often, sweetened condensed milk is added, creating the beloved café suada when served over ice. This combination of rich, robust coffee and creamy, sweet milk has become synonymous with Vietnamese coffee culture, offering a distinctive flavor profile that is at once bold and comforting. But Vietnamese coffee culture is not limited to one style. In the north, café trung, or egg coffee, is an indulgent treat, blending egg yolks, sugar, condensed milk, and coffee into a creamy, custard-like concoction. This drink originated in Hanoi in the 1940s, when milk was scarce, and inventive baristas turned to eggs as a substitute, creating a unique tradition that has endured to this day. Coffee shops in Vietnam range from bustling street-side stalls, where patrons perch on low plastic stools, to elegant air-conditioned cafes. In both settings, coffee serves as a social glue, bringing friends, family, and colleagues together. The café is a space for conversation, contemplation, and relaxation, a respite from the frenetic pace of city life. The act of sharing coffee is imbued with hospitality and connection. Whether it's a leisurely morning ritual or a late-night gathering, Vietnamese coffee culture also reflects the country's adaptability and creativity. The use of condensed milk, for example, was a practical response to the scarcity of fresh milk during the colonial era, but it has since become an integral part of the national palate. Similarly, the street cafe culture, with its emphasis on accessibility and community, speaks to the Vietnamese spirit of ingenuity and resourcefulness. Beyond its borders, Vietnamese coffee has become a global ambassador, with specialty cafes popping up in cities around the world. The distinct flavors and brewing methods have captured the imagination of coffee lovers everywhere, introducing new audiences to the rich heritage of Vietnamese coffee. In the broader context, coffee rituals and traditions are a mirror of society. In Ethiopia, the coffee ceremony is an elaborate, symbolic act of hospitality, often involving the roasting of green beans, grinding, brewing, and serving in a process that can last hours. In Italy, the espresso is a quick, intense shot, reflecting the fast-paced culture of the city. In Sweden, fika is a cherished daily break, where coffee and pastries provide a moment of pause and connection. Each culture has made coffee its own, infusing it with local flavors, customs, and meanings. Yet, across these diverse traditions, coffee remains a universal thread, connecting people across time and space. It is a drink that brings us together, sharpens our minds, and comforts our spirits. In Vietnam, as in so many places, coffee is not just a drink. It is a way of life, a source of pride, and a testament to the enduring power of ritual and tradition. From the highland farms where the beans are grown to the bustling cafes of Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City, coffee continues to shape daily life, forging connections and creating memories, one cup at a time.